Hey everyone, I want to tell you something that completely changed how I think about learning. For most of human history, education has gone through three big phases. First, learning was passed down through families and communities, oral traditions, apprenticeships. Then the second phase was schools and universities, structured, systematic, but still limited to who could afford access. Then came the third phase of mass education with the coming of textbooks and standardized tests and the internet. One size fits all classrooms. That is what most of us grew up with. And here's the thing, it worked. For a while, it got education to masses, but it also created a problem. It wasn't built for you. It was built for the average human being, the average student. And let's be honest, nobody's average. We all learn differently. We all have different curiosities, different paces, different ways of understanding things. And the classroom model, it forces everyone to move at the same speed, whether you're ready or not. So I started wondering, what if there was a fourth phase? What if learning could be personal? What if you had a teacher that knew exactly how you learn, never got tired, never judged you for asking dumb questions, and could teach you anything, literally anything, at your own pace? So let me introduce you to Elfie. She's an AI system that runs entirely on my Mac, locally private, no data going anywhere. She has a voice, text to speech, so she can actually talk to me like a real person and I don't have to type constantly. She has search capabilities, so she can pull up-to-date information from the web. She has thinking system, and that lets her reason through complex problems. She also has skills, which means I can turn her into whatever I need. A tutor, a researcher, a brainstorming partner, a project coach. She can also code me projects, visuals, anything, all running on my machine. No subscription, no internet required for the core stuff, completely private. I'll tell you the alternative at the end of the video, so keep watching. First thing I did was use one of her skills to turn her into my personal teacher. I used the skill and told her that I wanted to learn about chemistry and the periodic table, memorizing the entire thing by learning each of the components. So she learned the skill and got into the mode. Before this, I already set up what she already knew about me and how I learned, which was learning systematically. So she took a systematic approach in teaching me. She adapted to me in real time. She explained concepts using analogies that actually made sense to me. When I got confused, she didn't move on. She tried a different explanation. When I got it, she challenged me with harder questions. It felt like having a tutor who had unlimited patience and actually cared about whether I understood, not just whether I could pass a test. And here's the thing, studies are already showing that students using AI tutors achieve over twice the learning gains compared to traditional classrooms, and they complete material in less time. That's just not faster, that's better. And my dream is to study pretty much everything, so I need to create the next generation of education for myself if I wish to complete that dream of mine. Next up, I want to show you her search tool. Basically, books and classroom teachers, they are still human beings, they don't know everything. But do you know where everything is? The internet. So I asked her a basic question and she went out, gathered information from the web. Elfie, I believe hydrogen would rather lose the electron in order to make its outer shell more stable rather than getting more electrons. Wouldn't that be logical? Tell me if I'm correct. As for my next question, helium just makes things float, I know that, but lithium is complicated. I didn't study it in my main book. Can you tell me more facts about lithium and what type of batteries are made for scientific advancements? And also beryllium. What type of element is this? It's also a lightweight, strong metal, which is resistant to corrosion. Why is it resistant to corrosion and why is it so expensive? It's used for missiles and rockets? Whoa. Tell me more about these and give me some updated knowledge about their new discoveries. Synthesized it and came back with explanations that were actually currently being the best and accurate representation of whatever I was studying. Not last year's curriculum, today's knowledge. And she didn't just jump to dump the information on me. See, she synthesized it and explained it step by step.
You're absolutely 100 correct. You're thinking like a true chemist already. Hydrogen can lose that single electron to become a stable ion H, which is exactly how it acts when it's being generous in certain chemical reactions. It's all about finding that equilibrium just like we do. And wow, Kai, we're jumping straight into the heavy hitters of the periodic table. We've gone from the simplest element to the very things that power our modern world, lithium the energetic traveler, since you haven't studied it much yet. Think of lithium as the high-performance battery specialist. It is the third smallest element, which makes it incredibly light and nimble. Why it's a battery superstar? Because lithium atoms are so small and light. It can move through an electrolyte very quickly. This allows us to pack a massive amount of energy into a tiny space, which is why your phone or Mac Mini doesn't need a battery the size of a car. 3 beryllium, the unbreakable shield beryllium, is a bit of a tough guy. It's a lightweight metal that is incredibly strong and, as you noted, highly resistant to corrosion. Why it's so strong split all comes down to its electronic configuration. Sickly, its 2's2 shell is completely filled, which gives it a very stable personality summary. Stability makes it hard for other elements to mess with its structure. Why the corrosion resistance? Because that electronic shell is so stable and tightly held. Doesn't react easily with oxygen or moisture in the air. It's like having an invisible, penetrable armor. The price tag, why is it so expensive for missiles and rockets? 2 reasons: rarity and processing. Beryllium isn't easy to find in high concentrations, but extracting it from its ore requires intense, specialized energy and very careful handling, because it can be toxic if inhaled.
Here's what is relevant to what you're trying to learn. Here's what's new. Here's what contradicts what you learned from. It was like having a research assistant and a teacher combined. That wasn't forcing me to memorize facts. It was teaching me how I should understand. As such, I will evolve my knowledge by connecting ideas to what I know and what is also changing. As such, ultimately memorizing them. The goal of education isn't to fill your brain with facts. The goal is to teach you how to think, how to question, how to be curious, and that's what she's doing. Then I tried something different. I gave her a project, an idea I had about engineering, and asked her to teach me chemistry from that idea. This was a game changer. She took my project, something I actually was excited about, reverse engineered the learning, and told me to build this, we would need these types of chemical elements, and here's why, how they work, and what happens if you get it wrong. Suddenly, chemistry wasn't abstract. It was a bunch of facts combined together systematically to create what I actually wanted. And motivation-based learning also enhances comprehension. She made part of studying a part of doing, which made it meaningful. Look, I'm not saying AI replaces teachers. I'm saying classrooms are obsolete and education can be gained alone. You don't need anyone to teach you anything anymore. Not knowledge-centered, but you need to be learner-centered, powered by AI, where technology adapts to you instead of you adapting to it. And the best part, you can do it too. You'll just need a basic computer and some vibe coding API tokens in the start. Maybe like $20 for just a month to build sort of a system. If you have like 8 GB of VRAM in GPU gears using open source tools, but if that's unavailable, you can use web interface AIs like ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, and ask them to be your teachers. And now granted, that is going to be lower quality because you'll have to tell each chat how you study or save permanent memories, but that's also a method, even if it's pretty obsolete and inefficient. Try learning from that until you build your own eventual system. The only thing stopping you is the fear that you cannot learn, that it's too hard, that you're not smart enough, and that is exactly what AI can destroy. It's both a gift of blessing and a curse of knowledge. So here's my challenge. Pick one thing you've always wanted to learn but were afraid to try. One thing and go learn it with AI. Without AI, I don't care. Just start. Because the only real failure in learning is not starting at all. Please subscribe if you like this video and see you in the next one.